The reason we are here today, we are here for justice. Justice tonight is justice delayed. We want lo mbulali ubulele uKwakhanya Mlanganisi awazi ejele zenza umzekeliso ngokuba umbulele ngokuba isisikabani ngokuba he's in the LGBTI community, and therefore we as the Khulani Khayelitsha Queer Hub not going to hesitate to make sure that he stays behind bars by all means. There's a lot of challenges that gay people are facing. There's a lot. Yes, we exist by a pain in our government. Our constitution protects us, but yet there's no actions that are being taken.
Welcome everyone to my channel. Today we looked at the tragic story of Kwakhanya Mlanganisi. This brutal story takes place on the 4th of December 2025. He was sadly unalived just because he's gay. And what is truly sad is that this was done by other teenagers. This started over alcohol, where he refused to give them alcohol. And then they said to him that allegedly they removed the gayness out of him. Sadly, this did not end there, but then they started stoning him, and they crushed also his facial bones. When he lost consciousness through to being stoned, they put his head inside a bucket of water. They sadly then set him alight. And what is so crazy is that one of the people that did this was actually a year older than Kwakhanya, 17 years old. And just to put a disclaimer, these are just allegations as the story is still new. Kwakhanya was known for being a very bright and expressive teenager. So people knew him as someone who was just lively, someone who just used to smile. And he also loved like fashion and just being out there. And this is even something that his dad even affirms, to say he loved style and it was not easy for you to outstyle his son. His family embraced his sexuality and they didn't make him feel bad about it. And I think this is why it was also easy for him to fully express himself, you know. And it's so beautiful that he had a family that was very warm. And sadly, we know about how certain people are still homophobic, and we live in a world whereby they still like hate crime against people who are gay. So it's so sad that other people could not see him for his fullness and his full humanness. On Wednesday night, 3 December, around 10 p.m., he left the house, and this wasn't necessarily unusual for him to leave the house at that time, but sadly, witnesses state that he was targeted by teenagers and they were teasing him and mocking him. They targeted him, I believe, because he was gay, and because they also were just like mocking him for being gay. Kwakhanya ran away and the other boys chased after him, and sadly he was caught by them. Because it was at night, people were not passing by the place where they cornered him, so no one could really be there to help or to tell the other guys to leave him alone. Sadly, the attacks started happening and like throwing rocks at him, bricks at him. It was extremely brutal. In the early hours on the 4th of December, it was reported by the community that there were reports by the community that obviously there's a gruesome scene and horrific scene. On the 7th of December 2025, they arrested a 17-year-old who's suspected to be one of the boys that attacked him, and because obviously he's a minor, his name cannot be disclosed. The 17-year-old made it to court and he was charged for unaliving Kwakhanya. And the community of Khayelitsha was outside the court supporting him and fighting for justice. It's truly, truly sad that a young guy has to lose his life just based on hate. He was not bothering anyone, he was minding his own business. And it's so sad that also his family had to see this gruesome scene and know that their son endured something so painful based on hate, you know? And also the fact that young kids, like these are kids who should be focusing on school or focusing on playing, you know, just normal kid stuff, but then they have so much hatred at such a young age. And the fact that they could even be so like spiteful to even get to a point where they take someone's life, you know, this is no longer bullying. This is them basically going to the extreme just to show their hatred, you know. And I really believe that justice will be served, and I truly, truly hope that justice is served fully. And I really, really, really feel so bad. This has to be one of the worst cases I've ever came across, and I can't wait for justice to be served. And may his soul rest in peace.